Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the new layouts build. Okay, so yes, I did tell you it was HO, so therefore got some 16.5mm track, code 100, and G, after working with O for a while, in relation, this is what I use, looks like in scale when I was only an HO or double O modeler. So yeah, still lots of benefits with O, but yeah, space is still a premium, and the prototype, which I'm not going to reveal till episode 3, is really only available in HO. So anyway, so this is the board that drops into the main board I've already made with the surround. So I'm just playing around with some different track configurations and checking for clearances, checking for that I can move at least a couple of wagons, freight cars around. Alright, my double slips arrived. So first time I've ever owned one of these, and quite intricate, as you can see in the center there. This one's an Interfrog one, so I don't have to stress about insulated joiners and what have you. So I'm used to Interfrog, and it has worked quite well in the past with even DCC. So you got the two actuators. I'm a bit worried about ballasting it, so I may just scatter some brown dirt turf underneath and just fix it down to that, and then ballast from the outer edges. Really worried that I might gum up the workings of the point in the center there. So anyway, good thing about this, with a small module which is only 1200 long, it might have a couple of 400mm fiddlesticks just to extend the running either end, but yeah, it gives me another siding, which is this one running off here, without needing to put another point in which case the length of the point would mean that the siding was so short to be basically useless. But yeah, so the double slip gives me that option, and even about here, should be able to have a couple of freight cars. Alright, so yeah, when you see episode 3, it may look a bit different, so I'm just going to keep playing around with it. I'm just, if there's one thing I'm not a big fan of in the hobby, is track laying. I don't mind the actual track, but the cutting it and the fitting of the fish plates. And my Xeron track cutter recently broke, and so I'm using a little cutting wheel on my rotary tool, which is a bit hard to get a really good straight cut. It's only a cheap one too. So yeah, so I've got the soldering iron out. So when I remove this off the layout, I've still got like this wire soldered onto the end of that point there, so I need to melt the solder and just pull that section off. I may actually, while I've got the soldering iron out, just start soldering some wires on to all these pieces of the track and either end of this I forget the name, specific term for this point. Anyway, we'll do that, and that way it's still not going to be fixed down, because then I can mark out this board and work out what I'm going to cut off it, and I do have to dig some trenches, so it'd be like real life, actually burying the wire feeds in trenches and running them out the back of the layouts. hopefully in a central location. So, but hopefully the bulk of the wiring will be in the center section here, just feeding the top ends of the sidings, the point, and so yeah, so there's limited trenches. So, and then I can just use some gap fillers, fill it in. It's like the real thing. One tip I will give you guys if you're going to try this technique, because this is like a flat bottom layout, so there's nowhere to hide the wires underneath the layout, so I've got to do it this way, will be don't have any joins. So the wires you solder onto the track need to be long enough to run to the point where they're all terminated together, so that way there's no chance for short circuit. Because yeah, once they're buried and covered in scenery, if you have a problem, yeah, it's not going to be easy to fix. Alright, so I'm just going to keep this one short. So yeah, having a bit of fun here, playing around with track design, seeing what I can do to it's like a challenge actually. When you've got, this is what's fun about micro layouts, you have a board a certain length, and then you've got to try and work out how you can fit a track plan in that space that operates prototypically, that actually will operate, but also will be fun to operate. So so I'm just trying to find a balance between sometimes you can try and put too much track into a small area, and the old saying, more is less. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the balance of producing a micro layout that like an obsession, sort of be fun to do and run for say 15-20 minutes, maybe even half an hour, and also run faultlessly. So the joins, everything's got to be perfect, good power flow to all sections of the layout, because yeah, a layout that doesn't run and operate properly, even if it's a work of art scenically, yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. My layouts have got to be operate well, pretty faultlessly, and also become a piece of 3D art. Alright guys, I will leave it with that. Suddenly I've just realised I've been waffling for 8 minutes. I was aiming for 5. Alright, take care, and we'll go through the gluing and the fixing down process, and maybe even a bit of ballasting in the next video. Bye for now.